You know those people who light up when Friday arrives, but not for the reasons you'd think? While everyone's planning where to go, they're planning absolutely nothing, and they're genuinely excited about it. If you'd choose pajamas and your couch over any bar, any party, any event, welcome. You're about to feel incredibly understood. Because today we're breaking down the psychology behind people who prefer staying home. Society calls it antisocial. Science calls it something completely different. Here's what most people don't get. It's not that they hate people, it's that people cost them something it doesn't cost everyone else. Think about it like this. Extroverts walk into a party and their battery charges. The noise, the movement, the energy, it fills them up. But homebodies? Every conversation is a small drain. Every "how's it going?" pulls a little more out of them. Even the fun interactions cost something, and home is the only place where their battery actually recharges. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called optimal arousal theory. Some brains need high stimulation to feel good. Theirs doesn't. It needs the opposite. Low stimulation, predictable environment, complete control. That's not a flaw. That's just how their nervous system is built. But there's another layer here that most people miss. It's not just about energy. It's about control. Out there, everything is unpredictable. Random conversations with strangers who don't actually care about your answer. Last-minute plan changes. Noise they can't escape. Lighting that's too bright or too dim. They're constantly adjusting, performing, managing. At home, they control everything. The temperature, the sound, whether they talk at all. They decide when to be on and when to shut down. For people with anxiety or high sensitivity, that control isn't a luxury. It's the difference between feeling safe and feeling overwhelmed. And there's nothing wrong with choosing the place where they actually feel like themselves. Here's where it gets really interesting. Studies show that people who genuinely enjoy solitude tend to be more creative, more self-aware, and better at deep thinking. Why? Because real ideas don't come from noise. They come from silence. That breakthrough thought, that solution they've been searching for, that creative spark, it doesn't happen in a crowded restaurant. It happens in that quiet moment at home when their mind finally has space to breathe. They're not avoiding life by staying in. They're engaging with it at a depth most people never reach because they're too busy filling every silence with distraction. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Society has a very specific script for what a good life looks like. It's supposed to be out there, documented, social, full of experiences and memories and stories to tell. If you're not constantly doing something, you're supposedly wasting your time. But what if their version of a perfect weekend is reading a book cover to cover, rewatching their comfort show for the 5th time, cooking something elaborate just for themselves? What if they find more meaning in those small, quiet moments than in any Instagram-worthy adventure? That's not settling. That's self-awareness. And it's rare. Now here's where we need to be honest. There's a difference between choosing to stay home and feeling like you can't leave. Some people stay home because it genuinely fills them up. It's a choice that makes them happier, calmer, more themselves. But others stay home because the outside world feels too heavy, because anxiety whispers that something bad will happen, because depression quietly says, "What's the point?" Because past experiences made the world feel unsafe. So the question becomes, do they stay home because it brings them peace, or because leaving takes too much effort? One is a preference, the other is something that might need attention, and knowing the difference matters. But for those who truly thrive at home, there's something beautiful happening that the outside world completely misses. They find joy in rituals, the way their coffee tastes better in their favorite mug, the exact spot on the couch where the light hits just right, the comfort of knowing exactly how their evening will unfold. Most people rush past these moments. They need constant novelty, constant stimulation, constant newness to feel alive. Homebodies don't. They've learned to extract deep satisfaction from simple, repeated experiences. Psychologists call this low stimulation preference. Their inner world is rich enough that they don't need the external world to constantly entertain them. And that's not boring. That's mastery. So if you're the person who declines invitations without feeling guilty, who plans solo weekends like others plan vacations, who genuinely prefers your own company to most social situations, you're not missing out. You're not broken or damaged or antisocial. You're just wired for depth over surface, for peace over performance, for quality over quantity. You're choosing a quieter kind of happiness. And in a world that equates noise with living, that takes courage most people don't have. Now here's the thing about people who love staying home. They often have big dreams but struggle to take action on them. They think deeply, plan perfectly, but something keeps them stuck in analysis mode. If that sounds like you, the next video breaks down the psychology of people who are ambitious but lazy, why some minds are wired for grand visions but terrible execution. click it now. And if this one resonated, hit subscribe for more psychology that actually makes sense of how your brain works. Drop a like if you're team staying home. Let's see how many of us there really are.